Hey there, West Michigan. Hope you've had a great weekend. Thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens. The warm weather really started to pile on as we headed toward the end of the weekend, and that's not going to change as we head into this week. In fact, many in West Michigan students, well, they're headed back to the classroom and they're going to be experiencing the heat as they do. At least half a dozen local school districts are starting their school year in Kent County. Rockford, Kentwood, Forest Hills, and East Grand Rapids are heading back to class on Monday. In Ottawa County, students at Hudsonville Public Schools will be going back, and in Allegan County, Wayland Union Schools will be starting on Monday as well. So you're going to want to pay attention to this forecast as you get ready to head back toward the classroom. Of course, it was a beautiful day to wrap up that summer. If you were not opposed to the heat outside, this was the sunset yesterday. Thanks to Sun Sierra for sending us this view from Pearson, and we repeated that view today, just a little bit hazier out there. Bill Beatty got this picture from Muskegon Lake. Beautiful hazy sunset out there. What a summer-like day to end our summer here in West Michigan for many of those students. Of course, if you take any weather photos, you'll also see them here at 13 on your side. You can send them to me on social media. Meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and at Mike Behrens WX on the X, Twitter, Instagram, and on Threads. When it came to temperatures, Sunday hit a high of 88 Grand Rapids, 91 Kalamazoo, and 86 in Muskegon. Our forecast for Grand Rapids was 86, so inside our 3-degree guarantee. One day in a row, of course, we hope to add to that as we head toward tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, going to be cooler than today, but not cool. We'll still be in the 80s, just not close to 90. That's why 13 Weather Ball is lit up in blue as cooler temperatures are in view.
The 13 Weather Ball is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
And again, that cooler is a relative cooler as we're going to stay quite mild through most of this week. In fact, getting hot by the end of the week. Temperatures out there as of Sunday evening hanging around still in the mid to upper 70s as we pass 10 o'clock with dew points in the 70s as well. A very humid air. The feels like temperatures even in this evening hour are still in the 80s. They peaked earlier in the afternoon hanging around in the 90s for some of those feels like temperatures out there. It is going to be really uncomfortable afternoon, or it was an uncomfortable afternoon, and we're going to see that continue at times this week. But in the next 24 hours, things not so bad. You can see our temperatures as we head through this evening dropping into the mid 60s. We'll be back into the mid 80s as we head toward tomorrow. The humidity is what we're going to be struggling with the most across the region. We do see some relief by the time we head toward Tuesday with dew points dropping toward the 50s, but it's very short as we're back to humid and very humid conditions for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. No longer-term reprieve from the humidity until we get toward really next weekend. Your day planner out there shows temperature of 64 as we head through tonight. Partly cloudy, humid, and mild. Monday will be partly cloudy, still humid, just not as bad as today. 83. 82 Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Could see a stray shower or storm, especially early in the day. The radar out there this evening, though, nice and quiet across West Michigan. We're going to stay quiet as we head into the start of this week. Not much activity here across the Great Lakes. Cloud cover, though, has already started to pick up. And again, will be partly cloudy as we head into the day on Monday. Hour-by-hour forecast here shows those clouds hanging around the region, pushing through as we head throughout the day, eventually turning more toward mostly cloudy skies as we head toward Tuesday. Again, small rain chance does come through. I think the models here are overplaying this a bit, but we could watch for some showers and storms as we head into Thursday, though a lot of that will be drying out as it works its way toward us. Our better chance of rain, that's going to come as we head toward Wednesday morning. You can see a few scattered showers out there early, but then we get this bigger complex of showers and storms coming through as we head through Wednesday, pushing out as we get into Wednesday afternoon. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on any storms that come through as we head through this week. Temperatures out there for your Monday. Again, first day of school, going to be a warm one, 70s to 80s along the lake shore with humidity staying in place just a little bit less so than today. Temperatures will be hanging around low 80s for our northern zones with temperatures that'll be in the low to mid 80s from Grand Rapids down to Kalamazoo. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures stay in the 80s to start this week, warming back to 86 for Wednesday and then getting pretty hot for Thursday. First night of high school football for some schools. Thursday evening temperatures that day will reach into the low 90s. Feels like temperatures could be closer to triple digits. We stay very humid Friday with some storms with much more comfortable weather on the way as we head toward next weekend.
The 13 on your side beach and boating forecast. Sponsored by AAC Credit Union.
And now time for your beach and boating forecast. We're looking at calmer waters if you have Monday off or maybe the last day before some schools start on Tuesday. Head to the beach and try to enjoy it. 1 to 2 foot waves out there across Lake Michigan with partly cloudy skies and really no major concerns when it comes to weather along the lakeshore. Water temperatures after a week of high wave activity remain a little bit on the cool side with many mid to upper 60s and only a few 70s being reported as we headed toward the end of the weekend. And now to the latest on Hilary, downgraded to a tropical storm on Sunday as it beared down on the southwest, bringing heavy rain, strong wind, and potential for flooding to the region. The tropical storm warnings in effect for more than 42 million Americans. Here's ABC News' Matt Rivers with the details.
As Tropical Storm Hilary bears down on Southern California, millions of people in the storm's path are facing potentially catastrophic and life-threatening conditions.
This storm is expected to have significant impacts within the area, which will include flash flooding, coastal flooding, as well as erosion, dangerous rip currents, and high seas.
California now under a state of emergency. Hilary, the first tropical storm to hit the state since 1997.
Our message today is clear. Stay safe, stay home, and stay informed. This is an unprecedented weather event.
Residents have been preparing for the storm.
You know, the world is crazy and, you just got to plan ahead.
Gathering sandbags and stocking up on supplies.
I really want to make sure that our customers are prepared for prolonged outages. We're hoping we can get to everything and get all customers back on very quickly, but I just want to make sure that the customers are prepared.
Evacuation orders issued for parts of San Bernardino County. Officials telling residents across the entire region to be prepared for more evacuations.
If an officer is knocking on your door, please answer that door, listen intently to their instructions, and follow those instructions. They are there for you and your safety.
Hilary is expected to continue weakening as it moves into Death Valley Sunday evening, dumping as much as 3 to 6 inches of rain on the area.
And we know, according to climate change projections, despite how rare tropical systems like this one are in Southern California, these projections showing that there could be more extreme rainfall from tropical systems like this one in this part of the country by the end of the century. Matt Rivers, ABC News in San Diego.
And if the hurricane wasn't enough, they were also dealing with an earthquake in Southern California this afternoon. A magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck about 2:41 Pacific time just to the northwest of Los Angeles, shaking the city as heavy rains bared down from Tropical Storm Hilary. Speaking of which, time to get the latest update on that tropical storm here this evening, showing you where it's pushing through Southern California. The cloud cover really racing up all the way to the Canadian border as the storm is really shearing apart as it moves further to the north, but it's still maintaining strong winds as of this evening. You can still see tropical storm strength winds up to 50 miles per hour as the storm moves through Palm Springs up toward Barstow and eventually going to be heading into central California, into the valley, and on up into portions of Nevada. As far as the tropical storm warnings, they are still in place for the Southern California coast, Los Angeles through San Diego, and back down off Baja California as well, experiencing those winds. The forecast here could potentially take some of those tropical storm strength winds on up into Nevada as we head toward 11 o'clock tonight. Still expected to be a tropical storm. It will weaken as it pushes through Nevada as we head into tomorrow. You can see by 11 a.m. Monday, winds now down to 30 miles per hour, but all those areas shaded in green under flood alerts this evening as we're expecting flooding to be a possibility as the system continues to push its way off toward the north, heading into this week. A lot of rain still to fall from the system across the western United States, even after we see the tropical storm strength winds dissipate in the coming hours. And finally tonight, check this out. Netflix has been the king of streaming service for years now, but it didn't start that way. They started out by mailing DVDs to their first customers, and next month, the company is officially moving on from their roots. Netflix is sending as many as 10 extra DVDs to their physical movie subscribers and says they'll be choosing the movies to send based on the user's film history. They also say they are expecting those DVDs back by October 27th. So I guess they're going to do something with all those extra discs. And now you're up to date with the latest forecast here in West Michigan and on Tropical Storm Hilary. You can always follow more coverage online at 13onyourside.com or by downloading our news and weather apps. For now, though, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.